Hot rod fans can see something they've probably never seen before, race cars made from World War II surplus.
KTLA5's Gail Anderson is live in Santa Ana to see war surplus on wheels. Good morning, Gail.
I know you think I'm exaggerating. What could be war surplus on wheels? A tank, a Jeep? No. Vehicles like this, these belly tank racers, also known as drop tank racers. I'm learning all about this from Mark Forster here at the Lyon Air Museum. And if you think I'm kidding, take a look at this illustration that you'll see here when you visit of the military with these drop tanks, belly tanks, either installing them on aircraft or removing them from aircraft. Mark, is that what's happening there?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what you have on the screen, but right behind us is a P-38 Lightning, and that's what these tanks came off of. So we're looking right here at about a 300-gallon auxiliary fuel tank that was used to extend the range of a P-38. So these
and that's what the tanks were originally used for, to extend the range.
Yeah, exactly.
No mid-air refueling, nothing like that.
No, so they would extend the range, then they could get into a combat situation and they could drop these tanks. So physically just drop them in the ocean or on the land, and then continue to do combat and fly home. So they always wanted to keep these and fly off of these first to get the fuel out of them so they could drop them. But after the war, all these became surplus. And they became the perfect streamliner bodies for these hot rods that were running on the lakes doing these high-speed runs. So what you're seeing right here is the Fornaciari car. This was built in the early 50s off of a surplus P-38 drop tank, and they used a lot of things like DC-3 or C-47 control yokes. They would often use fuel tanks that were oxygen tanks that came out of airplanes. This is a flathead Ford V8 that they would use, Mercury or Ford. A lot of other surplus pieces that they could do. Surplus seat came out of World War II aircraft. And they put this all together, and this particular guy built this thing with his dad and his friend, and they took it out. The first time they ran it, they actually crashed it. They had to fix it, and then they went out to the dry lakes, and this one achieved 145 miles an hour.
What?
And that was enough.
Wait.
Can you believe that? 145
Where is
miles
the
an
fire
hour.
extinguisher?
Yeah, no, there isn't. So 145 miles an hour in this thing, and that was enough to tell the driver that maybe that was too much, and so he parked it afterwards, and it was around for many years, and the current owner actually has reprepped it and is running it on the dry lakes to this day.
How rare are these? I've never seen anything like this before.
These are very rare. This is probably the biggest gathering of them that has ever been around World War II airplanes where they came from. And we've got 9 of them in here right now, and I don't think it's ever been that many somewhere.
So people actually collect them?
Yeah, there's people who preserve them, that get a hold of them. A lot of, car collectors, hot rod guys, history enthusiasts, and they'll keep them maintained. And
will they drive them?
And they'll drive them. Yeah, not all of them, but some of them. Yeah.
And in the pictures we see of this one, at a lake bed, that's where you would have to take it.
Yes.
Because you couldn't drive these on the street. These were not street legal.
Yeah, and they don't have very good brakes. They have brakes in the rear and no brakes up front. So, the idea is go fast in a straight line and then take some time slowing down. And so you need
explain it again.
Yeah.
Take some time slowing down.
Yeah, because you can't just get on brakes real quick. Not like on a drag strip where you're going to pop a parachute and get stopped in a short period of time. This is on, the Bonneville Salt Flats where you got miles and miles to slow down, speed up and slow down. Same thing with a place like El Mirage Dry Lake, or before the war they were out at Muroc Dry Lake, which is now Edwards Air Force Base. So they were running all sorts of places here in Southern California.
Am I exaggerating when I say that this is the genesis of the kind of exotic vehicles we see today, except there are no gull-wing doors?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, at the time, they had people, prior to the war, they were building these streamliners where they would just pound out aluminum that was shaped somewhat like a bullet. But these things were proven that they could go over 400 miles an hour because they were strapped to airplanes doing it all the time. So they could buy one of these things, and I heard one that was bought for $7. And at a war surplus store, and then they put the engines in them and use a lot of times a Model T chassis and go racing.
All right, well, you can race. No, I don't want you speeding. You can travel the speed limit coming here to the Lyon Air Museum in Santa Ana to see these vehicles in person. It's fascinating. War surplus on wheels. World War II's influence on hot rodding. Outstanding. Wow. Back to you.